Hey everybody, this is Trish with the Bookworm Gals, and I'm here to bring you another book review. I'm actually going to do two in one today to try and get caught up on these book reviews. So the reviews I'm going to do for you today are The Fallen by Thomas E. Sniegoski. I'm not really sure how to pronounce his last name, but anyways, here's the cover. Okay, and I'm also going to review The Thirst series by Christopher Pike. I'm going to start with The Fallen first. The first thing I want to say about this book and why I love it is because it is a male author and a male protagonist in young adult fantasy. It's not very often that you find a book that's done by a male author with a male protagonist, so I love it. It's not in any way just for girls. And this revolves around a boy named Aaron Corbett, who a couple of days before his 18th birthday, he starts to have dreams about these angels ripping apart a boy. And on his 18th birthday, he is able to speak all these different languages, and he can even talk to animals. He finds out that he's a form of heavenly creature called, well, not really heavenly creature, but he's a Nephilim. A Nephilim? I'm not really sure how you pronounce that either, sorry. And basically what that is that he is a half angel and half human. And it starts off with his ability, like I said, to talk to animals. He has a golden retriever animal that he speaks to. And there is a group of angels called the Powers, and their mission is to find all of the Nephilim and to destroy them because they feel that they are offensive to God. So it goes through the motions of Aaron fighting off the Powers host, and it turns out that he's a really special Nephilim that will grant forgiveness to all of the fallen angels that happened during the Great War of Heaven, started by Lucifer Morningstar. And I won't give too much away because you really have to read it to understand, but I wanted to say that for any male young adult readers, do not be discouraged by the hot guy, the hot shirtless guy with wings on the cover. Don't think that this is just a book for girls. It is definitely not. There's just a great story behind it, and there's just that awesome amount of violence that guys tend to love, and girls too. I particularly liked the how gruesome it could be in some spots, because it was definitely a different take on young adult fiction. So I was really pleased with this novel. These first two books, I have the first two in hard copy. I actually borrowed these from Sindel. The first book is The Fallen one, and it is The Fallen and Leviathan. And the second one, which here's the cover to this, is Airy and Reckoning. I did read the third book. It's on my Kindle, and that's Reckoning, I think it's called. I think it's called Reckoning. There is a fourth book coming out, which I'm extremely excited for. Unfortunately, it doesn't come out until August, which I was really disappointed about. But, you know, good things come to those who wait, so I'm really looking forward to the fourth book coming out in August. 5 out of 5 stars. It was a great book, and I totally recommend it to anybody who is looking for something a little different. I mean, there's a little bit of romance in it, but not a whole lot. It's really based around Aaron and his journey of becoming a Nephilim and this being that's going to forgive all the fallen angels. It's a great read, so I definitely recommend it. Okay, moving on to the Thirst series by Christopher Pike. Now, I only have the last two books that he wrote in hard copy because I did give a bunch of books away when I moved because I just did not have room for them anymore. So this is the third book. This takes place 15 years after the first two books. Now, it's been a while since I read the first two books, so I will try to remember as much as I can about them. In the first two books, when I first started reading them, I was a little thrown. I wasn't sure that I was going to like it because Sita, which is the main character, she's a 5,000-year-old vampire, and she seemed really cliche, and I wasn't sure that Christopher Pike was really. I wasn't really sure where Christopher Pike was going with this. She was really kind of annoying at first. These the first two books that he did, the first two of the Thirst Saga, they came out in the early 90s. So things were a little different, and when I first started reading them, I had to kind of keep in mind that they were from the early 90s. I was born in 85, so I don't remember a whole lot of the early 90s that well. But anyways, it turned out that they were really good books, and after a while, Sita, or Alyssa is her modern day alias. I'm sorry. She turned out to be a pretty awesome character, and the storyline really took off, and I was really pleased about that. And then these two came out, which is Thirst number 3, which is The Eternal Dawn, and then Thirst number 4, which is The Shadow of Death. And these take, like I said, these take place 15 years after the first two, which was fine. And I actually really enjoyed these books. The third book was really good. It kind of goes along. Alyssa has found a descendant of hers, and she's struggling with trying to keep her distance from this descendant of hers because she wants to keep her safe. Well, she doesn't end up keeping her distance, which is something Alyssa has always had a problem with. It was the fourth book that was really interesting because it was extremely science fiction-y. It was a really interesting concept and a really interesting plot. So these I'd probably give these 4 out of 5 stars because sometimes I don't like how Christopher Pike writes, but he did pretty good. So the whole series in general, I would probably give 4 out of 5 stars. I really did enjoy them. I would recommend them to anybody that's looking for a decent vampire novel. I know there's so many out there nowadays, but this was one of the better ones in my opinion. So definitely pick up these 2 novels. I don't think that you'll be disappointed, and they're just a good read. So that's all for now. I'll have another book review for you sometime next week. Bye.